If you think the British royal family has run out of scandals, buckle up, because this might be the strangest one yet. And it begins, of all places, inside the trunk of a car. A black car, reportedly parked at Buckingham Palace, owned by Camilla's son, Tom Parker Bowles. And sitting underneath a dark cloth in that trunk, allegedly, were folders stamped with a single chilling phrase: Diana Confidential. But before we step into this mess, if you are new here, welcome to Crown Chronicles, the channel that goes where the official palace press releases refuse to go. We break down the secrets, the silences, and the scandals the monarchy would rather you forget. If that sounds like your kind of story, hit subscribe with the bell turned on and drop a quick like, so this video reaches more people who care about royal truth. Now, let's get into it. Before we go any further, hold on to this question. If you were holding the most damaging private letters in modern royal history, where on earth would the excuse Tom Parker Bowles reportedly gave when he was caught is on its own more confusing than the discovery itself. Because the man is professionally a food critic who writes about roast chicken and cheese boards, and according to the story, someone allegedly handed him stacks of confidential government files and Princess Diana's personal letters as, quote, research for a book project. We are going to walk through every piece of that story because the logic is reportedly falling apart at every seam. This was reportedly no random weeknight in London. It was the night of a state banquet. Crystal chandeliers, world leaders in medals, ambassadors in tiaras. Charles had reportedly waited longer than any heir in modern British history to wear that crown, and this banquet was meant to be his coronation moment in all but name. William arrived with Catherine at his side, and she reportedly wore a deep emerald gown that caught every camera flash like a quiet warning. Inside, the dinner reportedly played out the way these banquets always do, a string orchestra humming softly. Toasts about unity, history, and the sacred bond between nations. Tom sat only a few seats away from Charles, laughing easily, asking ministers about their favorite restaurants. Some guests found him charming. William, as the story is told, did not. To him, that laughter reportedly felt like a sound that simply did not belong inside the royal hall. And across the Atlantic, Harry's empty chair was its own statement. He had reportedly chosen a different life far from palace dinners, and his absence pressed down on the room as loudly as any toast. Now, the undercurrent breaks the surface. The banquet ended. Guests drifted out into the cold London night. Charles excused himself, told Camilla he needed air, and slipped through the corridors alone. A line of black cars gleamed under the courtyard lanterns. And as Charles passed, something caught his eye. Tom's car. The trunk wasn't full, and right on top, almost as if it had been placed there to be seen, sat a single folder with bold black letters across the front. Diana Confidential. Charles staggered back, his face went pale. He barely had time to process what he was looking at before a voice cut through the silence behind him. Father, what are you doing? It was William. And when his eyes moved past Charles to the open trunk, the shift in his expression was instant. Shock first, then something far sharper, fury. Now, here's where the story reportedly starts to unravel. When William demanded answers, Tom's explanation, allegedly, was this. Someone, reportedly a contact in the rare document world, allegedly told Tom he had private information about Diana that people would pay millions for. Tom reportedly claims he didn't fully believe him at first, but when he saw the documents, he took them to keep them safe. Safe in a car trunk at a palace banquet where the King of England and the future king. And William applied pressure. He pointed at the trunk, voice reportedly shaking with rage. Don't lie to me, he said. These are private files about my mother. Where did you get them? Tom's answer, allegedly, was that he was told they were for a book project. A book project. You expect us to believe this? William reportedly shot back that Diana's personal letters were handed to you for a cookbook. That single line reportedly tells you everything about how absurd the moment was. Tom is professionally a food critic. The idea that sensitive royal documents were handed to him for a literary project doesn't just stretch credibility. It allegedly completely ignores how any of this works. If someone actually had Diana's confidential letters, they would have gone straight to the press, to a royal biographer, to a buyer with the millions the files were supposedly worth. They would not have been handed to the Queen Consort's son with a shrug and a line about pasta. Charles reportedly tried. His wife, on the other, the woman he had fought the entire world to protect. When Charles pulled out a single envelope with trembling hands, he reportedly found a letter written in Diana's own handwriting. Familiar, elegant, unmistakable. William watched every second of it, fury rising with his father's every hesitation. "This ends now," William reportedly said. "Either we confront him tonight or I will. But one thing is clear, Father. If you protect him again, you will lose me." By dawn, the news had quietly reached Camilla. The trunk has been opened, a single message reportedly whispered through the halls. When she reached the courtyard and saw Charles gray with despair and Tom lingering nearby silent and ashamed, she fell apart. "You fool," she reportedly told her son. "You have ripped open wounds that never healed. You have given William the weapon he has always wanted." Tom reportedly tried again that he had been keeping them safe. Camilla's response, cut straight. Camilla reportedly collapsed onto a stone bench, sobbing so hard her whole body shook. "He will hate me forever," she whispered to Charles. And then she reportedly said the words that chilled Charles to the bone. "Diana has won. Even in death, she has won." That single line reportedly tells you exactly where Camilla's head was at. This was allegedly no longer about documents. This was about a decades-long competition she felt she could never escape. William reportedly decided to go public. For 2 days, the palace reportedly tried to contain it. Is Prince William fighting with the king? Did Camilla's son really take Diana's private letters? Has the monarchy fallen into another scandal? Silence was meant to protect them, but silence became the loudest answer of all. And then William stepped out of Kensington Palace with Catherine at his side, and he broke the wall, eyes cold, jaw locked. Charles, facing what was reportedly the greatest crisis of his reign, made a desperate gamble. He decided to address the nation directly, no more lies. He reportedly said, "If we hide, we fall." Camilla begged him not to. "If you speak of her," she allegedly warned, "you will bury me." Charles looked at her with tired eyes and reportedly said, "Tonight I am only a father, a broken father." His speech was reportedly short, but every word carved deep. And then he reportedly said the words that stunned the nation. "Any failure to protect her memory is my burden and mine alone. I ask for patience. I ask for healing, and I ask for my son to forgive me." Crowds across Britain reportedly cheered his honesty, but others reportedly turned their tears into chants for Diana, raising her name as if she were still alive. And that is where the story really lands, not on the discovery, not on the confrontation, not even on the public explosion, but on the fact that a family built on silence and image management. The trunk may have closed again, but the questions are still wide open. Who really gave Tom the files? Why now? What else was hidden among those papers? And most importantly, what will William do with the fire his mother's memory has reportedly reignited inside him? The monarchy reportedly survived the speech, the headlines, and the night. But the fracture between father and son that, as the story goes, didn't heal. It reportedly just stopped bleeding long enough for the cameras to look away. If this story grabbed you the way it grabbed me, hit that like button right now and subscribe to Crown Chronicles so you never miss what we uncover next. Drop your take in the comments. Was Tom's excuse believable, or did it smell like smoke from the very first sentence? I'll see you in the next one.